Was a king's head really worth a fortune? Did the blood of a fallen monarch become a commodity? And what dark secrets lie buried beneath the hallowed stones of Windsor Castle? The January wind howled a mournful dirge over Whitehall, a sound that seemed to echo the very fate about to be enacted. Charles I, the last Stuart king of England, stood poised on the precipice of history, a man about to become a spectacle, a cautionary tale, and tragically, a source of morbid fascination. It wasn't the execution itself that would define his legacy, not initially. It was what followed, the grotesque, unsettling aftermath of a king's demise, a macabre dance with death that stretched across centuries and revealed a chilling truth about the enduring power of obsession and the unsettling human appetite for the macabre. The air crackled with tension, a suffocating blend of Republican fervor and simmering resentment. Oliver Cromwell, the iron-willed general who had orchestrated the king's downfall, watched with a grim satisfaction as the condemned monarch prepared to face his fate. The assembled crowd, a volatile mix of parliamentarians, soldiers, and curious onlookers, pressed forward, eager to witness the symbolic dismantling of a centuries-old order. But little did they know, the true drama was just beginning, a drama far more unsettling than any public display of justice. The first act of this bizarre performance unfolded almost immediately after the fatal blow. The executioner, a man hardened by years of brutal service, slammed the king's head onto the wooden scaffold, a sickening thud that reverberated through the throng. But the brutality didn't end there. Witnesses described a scene of shocking depravity, soldiers dipping their swords into the royal blood, staining them crimson with the king's life force. A chilling trade began, a macabre auction of the king's remains. His hair and blood were sold by parcels, reported Sir Roger Manley, a member of Parliament, his words dripping with a horrified disbelief. Their hands and sticks were tinged with his blood, and the block, now cut into chips, as also the sand, sprinkled with his sacred gore, were exposed for sale. A single strand of Charles's hair could fetch a shilling, a fragment of the execution block, a mere trinket for the wealthy and morbidly curious. The king's head, severed with a brutal efficiency, was hastily reattached to his body in a crude coffin, a temporary holding cell for the gruesome spectacle to come. The crowd, initially fueled by righteous anger, now shifted towards a grotesque voyeurism. Soldiers, it was reported, offered to sell pieces of the block, the sand that had absorbed the king's blood, transforming the execution site into a bizarre, illegal marketplace of death. "I wish we had 2 or 3 more majesties to behead if we could but make such use of them," one soldier reportedly quipped, his words a chilling testament to the era's twisted sensibilities. But the story didn't end with the public display. The king's body was returned to the banqueting house, the very place where he had once presided over lavish royal celebrations. For days it lay exposed, a silent, decaying monument to a shattered dynasty. Sir Purbeck Temple, a witness to the unsettling scene, described a bizarre encounter. "In a scoffing manner took me by the hand and said, 'If thou thinkest there is any sanctity or holiness in the corpse, look here,' where I saw the head of the blessed martyred king lie in a coffin with his body, which smiled as perfectly as if it had been alive." The image, unsettling and surreal, hinted at the bizarre fascination that would grip the nation for decades to come. The authorities, acutely aware of the potential for unrest, swiftly moved to secure the body. But the desire to view the fallen monarch persisted. The corpse was moved to Whitehall, allowing the public to pay their respects, or, more accurately, to gawk at the gruesome remains. The spectacle continued for days, a macabre tourist attraction fueled by morbid curiosity and a thirst for spectacle. Finally, the body was transported to St. James's Palace, where it awaited interment, but a simple burial was deemed insufficient. Parliament, eager to erase all traces of the monarchy, decreed a more elaborate and unsettling farewell. The search for a suitable resting place proved surprisingly complicated. Westminster Abbey, the traditional burial ground for monarchs, was rejected, deemed too close to Parliament's burgeoning power. Instead, Charles I would find his final resting place in the depths of Windsor Castle, a sprawling fortress steeped in royal history and shrouded in secrecy. The solution, born of practicality and a desire to suppress any potential for royal remembrance, was tragically simple. They would bury him next to King Henry VIII and his third wife, Jane Seymour, in a forgotten vault. The vault, previously unmarked, became a silent tomb for the last of the Stuart kings. The irony was palpable. A king who had once commissioned the magnificent banqueting house, a symbol of royal grandeur, was now destined to be buried beneath the decaying remains of his predecessor. But the story didn't end there. As the years passed, the unmarked grave became a source of speculation and intrigue. Historians and royalists alike searched for clues, driven by a desire to honor the fallen monarch and uncover the secrets of his final resting place. In 1822, a team of workmen tasked with repairing the chapel stumbled upon the vault while tapping for a suitable location for a new tomb. They found Charles's remains, undisturbed for over a century, lying next to Henry VIII's, but the discovery sparked a frenzy of activity. A young man named John Johnson, a member of a royalist society, secretly stole a bone from the king's skeleton, a macabre souvenir of his visit to the tomb. The stolen bone, a small fragment of Charles I's femur, became a coveted object, passed from hand to hand among royalist circles, a tangible link to a lost dynasty. The tale of the stolen bone became a legend, a testament to the enduring fascination with the king's death and the lengths to which people would go to possess a piece of his legacy. It highlighted the deeply ingrained desire to preserve and venerate the memory of a fallen monarch, even in the face of Republican ideals and a concerted effort to erase his presence from the historical record. The king's body remained in Windsor Castle for decades, a silent witness to the shifting tides of British history. It was moved several times, each relocation shrouded in secrecy and fueled by a desire to protect the remains from desecration or unauthorized access. The tomb itself remained unmarked, a testament to the desire to keep Charles I's memory discreet and dignified. Finally, in 1969, the British government decided to honor the king's final wish to be buried in a more appropriate setting. Charles I's remains were exhumed from the forgotten vault and transported to St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, a magnificent building that had served as the spiritual heart of the monarchy for centuries. Here he was finally laid to rest in a dignified, albeit understated manner. The location of his burial was deliberately left unspecified, a final act of defiance against those who sought to exploit his memory for political gain. The precise spot within the chapel remains a closely guarded secret, known only to a select few. It's a fitting end for a king who had spent his final days resisting attempts to define him, to control his narrative. The story of Charles I's post-mortem odyssey is a chilling reminder of the enduring power of history, the complexities of memory, and the unsettling human fascination with death and decay. It's a story that transcends the political and religious divisions of the 17th century, resonating with a timeless quality that continues to captivate and disturb. Was a king's head really worth a fortune? The answer, it seems, is a resounding yes, at least for a brief, horrifying period in the late 17th century. Did the blood of a fallen monarch become a commodity? Absolutely. It was traded, sold, and consumed, a grotesque symbol of the Republic's victory and the enduring power of the monarchy's legacy. And what dark secrets lie buried beneath the hallowed stones of Windsor Castle? Perhaps the most unsettling secret of all is that the memory of a king once extinguished can stubbornly refuse to remain silent, resurfacing in unexpected and unsettling ways throughout the centuries. The tale of Charles I's afterlife is not a celebration of royalty, nor a condemnation of republicanism. It is a stark reminder of the messy, often contradictory nature of history, the enduring power of human obsession, and the unsettling truth that even in death, a king can still command attention and a hefty price.